problems that you don't know how to do. All right, so let's take a look at that. We are 7th grade. Here we go. Somebody tell me what the answer for number 1 was. Michael.
B.
Somebody said B. Any questions with the answer being B? Correct answer for number 1 is B. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Everybody good? Would anybody like me to do number 1? Yes. All right, here we go. Now, the problem with number 1, remember, is it's written out of order. So we would do 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. Negative x plus 2y equals negative 19. Right? Emily, do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, you have options here. What would you like to do? Come on, what? You did great on your last test, kiddo. This should be no problem whatsoever. I'm trying to eliminate the x.
Oh.
So what can I multiply by?
No, by 1.
Come on, 3, girl. 3, right? Hey, 3, true? Emily, right? Because now you'll get negative 3x. All right, so now I end up with negative 3x plus 6y equals negative 57. Now I'm going to bring the first equation down. 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. Then we're just going to add those together. All right, when you add them together, you end up with 10y equals negative 80. So y equals negative 8. You see that? Now, is there any reason to figure out what x is?
No.
No, because there's only one answer with negative 8. All right, that would be B. All right, come on, question number 2 now. Some kids in last class thought this was kind of hard. I don't think it's hard at all, right? What did you guys get?
C.
Somebody said C so far.
C. C. Good job.
I got nothing. That's not an answer up here, though.
I got D.
D, who said they got D? All right, I got a C and a D. Who else? What?
B.
I got a B. Anybody want to give me an A?
A.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Wow, that was a good one. All right. Come on now, please look up here. I'm not sure why you thought this was tricky. All right, it says the first equation is cost of beef, and the second equation is the cost of the what? Chicken. It simply asks, when are they equal? So how do I figure out when they are equal? What?
You plug in
What am I plugging in? Now, the reason why you can't plug in the numbers is because we don't know at what week that is.
You can plug in every number.
No, because we have to have, in order to plug in these numbers, you have to have them you have to have the week also. Come on now, it says when they are what, guys?
Equal.
When they are equal. So what do you think I do to these two equations? Set them what? Equal to each other. It says they're equal, right? It says they are equal. So if they have the same price, all you're doing is you're setting 1.75 plus 0.40x is equal to 2.35 plus 0.25x. Any questions with that? Any questions? All right. So now, if we solve this out, 0.15x is equal to 0.60. Do I agree with that? And so x is what? 4. But they're asking for the cost. They're not asking for the week. So what do I do with 4 now? What do I do? Now, what's the easiest one to plug it into? The top one, because 4 quarters makes a what? And then $1 plus 2.35.
3.35.
Come on now. That one isn't that hard.
Who got
That one wasn't that hard. All right, here we go. Now, everybody take out your calculator. Let's say you're coming up to a test question tomorrow, and you don't have any idea what's going on or what to do. Does everybody agree this is the equation for beef, and this is the equation for what? Chicken. Graph that on your calculator, and you should see a good idea of what's going on. All right, type it in your calculator. Let's go practice. Y1 is equal to 2.35 plus 0.25x. Yes, sir.
I'd like my calculator at home.
All right, I'll let you borrow mine for today. Here you go, Lovely. Everybody type it in. Remember, if it's been a while, sometimes it's good to do Zoom Standard. Zoom Standard. And then you're going to find the point of intersection. And when you find the point of intersection, it'll come up on your calculator 4, 3.35. Does everybody see how I'm trying to get you to see that? That problem really wasn't that bad. Right? And if all else fails, on your test tomorrow, if you're not sure what to do, we are finding the points of intersection. We are finding the points of intersection. That's what we're doing. Is everybody good with that on your calculator now? Yes, ma'am. Thursday. I said Thursday. I know I said tomorrow. Sorry. Thursday for sure. Any questions? Any questions? All right. So again, correct answer was D. All right. Make sure you're understanding that now. All right. Let's go on now. I don't really think we need to worry too much about number 3. That's about as easy and as basic as it comes. It wants the value of x. So now, I do want to say this, though. If I'm trying to find x, what do I need to eliminate?
The Y.
You need to eliminate the y. All right? Don't accidentally eliminate the x, because then you just create more work for yourself. All right? So, Gavin, what was x?
Negative 3.5.
Negative what?
3.5.
Anybody else got negative 3.5? I don't think that's it.
I got 7.
I got 7. Yeah, but then you have to divide it by 2. X plus x.
What?
Gavin,
What?
hold on. It's all right.
1x plus 1x.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
No, because Gavin, what you do is you multiply the top by -2. So it's
Yes, that's what I
negative
did.
2x.
There we go. So we multiply the top by negative 2, just to make sure. So negative 2x minus 2y equals 18. Then I have x plus 2y equals negative 25. Negative x equals negative 7, so x is 7. All right? Again, please double check your work. I don't think that one's that bad. Okay, and I'm sorry, that one was written twice by accident. All right, I want everybody, I feel like everybody should have gotten this. We've done these types of problems now enough that I feel like we should be pretty good at this. We should be pretty good. All right, Reed, what's the answer?
B.
So far I got a B. Anybody else? Yes. B. Yes. Now, again, all right, somebody write the first equation for me. Read, what was the first equation?
I did S plus D equals 209.
Hold up a minute. All right, now that's how many of each? That's how many of each. All right, now the money, what would it be?
So 2D plus, 6.5, S equals 836.50.
Come on, that's not hard. All right, is everybody good with that? Now it says how many solids were there, correct? So that means we need to eliminate the what?
D.
We need to eliminate D. So hopefully everybody decided to multiply the top by -2. Multiply the top by -2. Anybody have any issues? All right, I think the correct answer was B here. Anybody need any help with that? Anything more? Okay, moving on. All right. Now for question number 6. Bless you. Somebody tell me.
So I
got a B so far. I got a C,
got a B.
a B, B. All right, so I believe the answer is B. But now what I want you to do is, again, look up here on the board because I'm trying to show you something now. Trying to make you better at taking tests. Please look up. It says x plus y equals 0. If x plus y equals 0, what does that mean about x and y?
They cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out. Thank you. That's very smart. If they cancel each other out, we know then can't be A and it can't be D. Is everybody with me on that? All right. The reason why, because if you add them, they don't equal 0. Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then this is just pretty straightforward, right? We could just multiply the top by what?
2.
By -3 or -2, right? So if we multiply the top by -3, it'd be -3x minus 3y is equal to 0. So then -5y is equal to 10. So y is equal to what? -2.
So then you get it.
So then you know. We don't have to solve for x because we know the only -2 there was b. Because we narrowed it down to b and c. Yes?
Isn't it much simpler to just put the 2 in for x and the 3x? So it'd be 6 minus negative. No.
Well, I don't listen. If you if that's what you want to do, you could plug in. Yes, I'm not necessarily saying that's easier. All right, but yes, I'm agreeing with you totally. If you wanted to, you could just plug the numbers in. All right, you could plug the numbers in. Yes.
Wouldn't it be even easier just to multiply the top by 2?
Yes, you can multiply the top by 2 also. Not a big deal. All right, lots of different ways, as you're seeing. All right, let's check out 7. Okay, I need everybody to put a star by number 7. Definitely one of these are going to be on the test. All right, the SAT is moving to these types of questions. All right, for whatever reason. Is anybody able to tell me what the answer is for number 7? It's kind of hard. What?
2.
Somebody said 2 so far. What'd you get? 1/4. Wow. What did you get?
5.
5. Somebody else. 1. Somebody else. Yes.
2.
Anybody else? What? 3. Good. Guys, I believe the answer is 1/4. That's very good, Carson. Very good. I believe it's 1/4, if I remember correctly. We're going to find it out right now. Yes. Yeah, we're going to do it right now. Okay, so these are the things I need you to highlight for me, please. All right. It says it has infinitely many solutions. So if it has infinitely many solutions, then what is true about The lines.
They're the same.
It's
The s-
parallel.
They are not
Same line.
same line. If it's no solution, they would be parallel. Has to be exactly the same. Do you agree? All right. So to me, if they're the same line, here's how I'm trying to get you to think about it. That the slopes have to be what?
The same.
The slopes have to be the same. Is everybody agreeing with me? The slopes have to be the same. Any issues with that? All right. So now, because we're pretty smart, what is the slope of this line right here? What's the slope of that line? Someone tell me.
2.
Oh, come on. Wow. What kind of 1 over 4?
1 over 4x.
No, no, no. Wow. What is it?
Negative.
Yeah, negative 1/4. Come on. So just because you didn't see that, we're going to write it down. 2x plus 8y equals 60. If I ask for the slope, we're just solving for y. 8y equals negative 2x plus 60. So y equals negative 1/4 x plus 60 over 8. I don't care about 60 over 8 because the only thing I'm interested in is the what? The only thing I'm interested in is the slope. So the slope of that line is what? Come on. Negative 1/4. Everybody agree? So that slope is negative 1/4. So what is the slope of the top line going to be? What is it? What is it going to be? Negative 1/4. The slope of the top line has to be negative 1/4. Is everybody happy with that? So now I have to find that. All right? So in order to find that slope, here we go. AX plus BY equals 12. So BY equals negative AX plus 12. So Y equals negative ABX plus 12 over B. Do I care about the 12 over B? No, the only thing I care about is the what? The slope. So what's the slope of that line? Negative A over B. And what's true about those two slopes? They are the same. So negative 1/4 is equal to negative A over B. So what does A over B have to be? 1/4. All right, don't be confused by the two negatives. Just change them to what? Positive. 1/4. All right, that was very hard. Very hard. So look at it. Make sure you understand what I just said. What?
Why did you change it?
Because it's asking for A over B, not negative A over B. Right? The question is what's A over B, not negative A over B. Everybody good with that?
And constants mean the same.
Constants mean they are numbers that aren't going to change. A variable has a letter, for an example, x or y. Those are the variables. These numbers are considered constants because they don't change. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, something I did not teach you was the inequalities. All right. I felt like I didn't really have to teach you that. That's something we should just be able to pick up because we're smart. All right. So number 8. Number 8. All right. What did you think? Somebody said A so far. Anybody else?
I also figured
A.
C.
Good. C. Anybody else? What? D. Anybody else? All right. Now again, I don't think this is that hard. So let's look and see what it says. All right. It says a worker uses a forklift to move boxes that weigh either 40 pounds or 65 pounds. Then it says that X is the 40-pound box. So what would that weight be? 40x, right? And then it says that the Y is the 65-pound box. So what would the total weight of the Y packages be?
65 watt.
Right. So I'm looking at this right off the bat saying 40x plus 65y. So I can automatically cross out what?
B.
B is no good. 40x plus 65y. 40x plus 65y. So those are good. Now keep in mind that's the what? The weight, correct? And it says that the forklift can carry up to what? 45 boxes or a weight of 2,400 pounds. Since we're dealing with the weight, what does up to 2,400 pounds mean? Less than or equal to, right? So is it possible to be A? Yes. Is it possible to be C? Who said no? Right. Because why? Because it's 45. This is the weight. That's not the weight. So we're definitely crossing out C now. Now, is D okay? Yes. The reason D is okay is because the boxes weigh less than what? 2,400 pounds. Everybody okay with this?
Yes.
Right? Now we're looking at the boxes. How many boxes can it hold? So look at A. Is that correct? Right, because look at D. That doesn't tell me the number of boxes, right? So again, I thought it was pretty clear here. A is good. A is good. Does everybody see that now? All right, that's how you're translating the word problems into inequalities. Anybody have any doubts about that? Any questions? Kind of tricky. All right, kind of tricky. All right, let's move forward. Number 9. Yeah, I just feel like everybody, this was a really good problem. I want to show you something really cool on this problem. What's the answer to number 9? I just feel like everybody should have gotten it because everybody in here can solve for x, and everybody in here can solve for y, and then you have to answer the question, what is x minus y? Come on. Yes, Charlotte. C. C. All right, does anybody have any doubts about that being C? Anybody?
I got you.
All right. So let's go ahead and solve this out. So we'd have to multiply the top by what? Multiply the top by -3 and the bottom by 2. So then I would have -6x plus 9y equals 42, and 6x minus 4y equals -12. 5y equals 30, so y is equal to what? Y is equal to 6, right? So if y equals 6, I'm just going to plug it in. So 2x minus 18 equals -14. 2x equals 4. X equals what?
2.
2, right? Did you get that? Well, look and see. Come on. That's what you're doing right now, following my steps. Now, does everybody see x minus y would be what? X minus y would be -4.
Oh, I did 6.
You with me on this?
I did 1.
All right. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you something that's pretty cool. Look. Oftentimes on these entrance exams, they do something for people who can think a little bit. Watch this. Watch how great this problem is. All right. Now, again, I'm not saying everybody would do this. The average kid would not do this. All right. But since we're not the average, all right, I want you to add that together and tell me what that adds up to. Come on, that's not a hard question, guys. Add it. What do I get?
5x, 5y,
that wasn't that hard. 5x minus 5y equals negative 20. In my mind, I'm trying to figure out what x minus y is. So what could I do now? Divide by 5.
Oh, snap.
Snap.
Oh, snap.
All right, take a look at that. That's a pretty good little trick there. All right, does everybody see that? All right, it doesn't work on every problem, but I've noticed on entrance exams or college entrance exams, these are the types of things that if you could recognize, the problems will be done faster. It will save you time, which means you can answer more questions. All right, that's what you're supposed to know. All right, does anybody have any questions with that? That's an excellent question. Yes, sir.
How do you know if you can do that or if you can't?
You add them and see if you can see a relationship, honestly. And also, I always try to tell my kids, the reason I can do that is because I have experience. And that's what I want you to do. The more problems you do, the better, easier. You'll start to recognize things. All right, just makes the whole process easier the more problems you do. All right, so here we go. Take a look at number 10. All right, now, because I showed you the last problem similar to this, you should be good with this problem. All right? If the system has no solution, what does that mean again? They are parallel lines, which means what? The slopes are the same. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. All right? If they have no solution, then the slopes are the same. So now we got to do a better job. Everybody look up. I want everybody to tell me right now, just by observation, what's the slope of that line. You should be able to do that mentally. Everybody look up. I don't want it on paper. I just want you to look up and say that slope is obviously what?
1250.
No, I'm not asking for the answer. I understand now. I'm not asking for the answer. I'm asking what's the slope of that line? No.
Negative 4 over 5.
No.
Positive 4 over 5.
Yes, better. 4 over 5. Right? Everybody take a look at that and tell me the answer for the slope is 4/5. Everybody good with that? Right? Slope is 4/5. Agreed? All right. Now, if that's 4/5, then this equation up here is going to have a slope of what? 4/5. However, let's see how smart you are. The slope of that line is what? No. You got to think first. You got to look up their board. Don't just tell me something. You got to look up there, and you do the slope exactly the way we did the second one. What is it?
K over 3.
K over 3. Thank you. Finally, something out of you correct today. K over 3. K over 3. Any questions with that being K over 3? Because we're isolating the y, correct? So if we're isolating the y, we're moving that over, which becomes 3y, and then we're dividing it by 3. So the slope is K over 3. Agreed? Now what's true about those two slopes? What's true about the slopes? They're equal. So K over 3 is equal to 4/5. So now to solve that, we just multiply by 3. So K is equal to 12/5. So that was correct. All right. Look at that now. Pretty tricky problem. All right, pretty tricky. All right. So again, let me just now address what I'd like for you to do since I did the first 10. So tonight you're going to try the next 10. I don't really care if you can't do number 11, right? Just skip it and I'll go over it. But I want you to try them all, right? And the next most important thing is that tonight you're also supposed to be reviewing the what? The last worksheet. All right, I'm not going to give you a new worksheet tomorrow. We're going to finish this up and then I'm going to say, go review your questions 1 through 30. All right? That's the only thing we're doing. And every problem that's on out of these 50 questions, I'm going to take it and just make it different question, but the same principle. All right? And you have to know there's probably going to be a digit problem on there. There's probably going to be a rate problem on there. And there's just going to be same types. All right? Same types. What?
I'm confused on why it's 4/5, not 4 over -5.
What's the slope of the second equation? No, because I moved the -5 over. Come on now, this is important. You ready? I moved the -5 over because it's negative. True. Now do you see why it's positive?
Oh.
You got it now, right? Okay. So again, guys, get to work, please. All right. You got 10 problems, and like I said, some of them are tricky. So if you don't know it, it's okay. Let's move on. And review questions 1 through 30. All right.